Good morning, it's Uncle Phil here, coming to you from my office inside my palatial McMansion in Central Texas. Today I'd like to talk to you about Amazon Studios. In the Stage 32 forum, there have been a lot of folks that have posted a lot of things about Amazon Studios over the years, and most recently there's been a long thread where several writers, aspiring writers, have talked about waiting for Amazon to decide whether or not they're going to purchase your script, option your screenplay for an initial $10,000, and then I think the deal is you get a subsequent $50,000 if it gets made into a movie. However, the problem is they don't make very many movies or shows from scripts submitted by aspiring writers. Though they have a platform which says that everyone from aspiring writers to WGA members, Writers Guild of America of course, may submit material for consideration. Initially, from what I remember, and I started using them, the studios that is, around mid-2012, they were really looking for comedy films or comedy TV shows, but they have long since opened up to anything. You can submit any kind of feature script or television pilot. I have submitted multiple scripts, and I've submitted, I think, 2 pilots. In each case, when I did the pilots, I sent them a pilot episode and a Bible. You know, I tried to give them a very professional presentation. Amazon has a very easy platform for you to upload your material for consideration, and in that template, you obviously upload your screenplay. You put a log line, well, hopefully you put a log line and synopsis, and theoretically speaking, other writers are allowed to review your material, or even, I guess, lay people. And you can also, excuse me, use the option of having a private thing with Amazon where somebody from Amazon Studios does the consideration of your material and evaluates it. Now, they have a 4-step evaluation process, if I remember correctly, and it'll tell you you're submitted, and apparently some people think that their readers download scripts, which may or may not necessarily be true. They may download a script, but it could be for a file that they start, and I'm sure that in most cases they read your log line and synopsis, and if they think you got something happening there, they may read your script. But I'm sure there's no guarantee that every screenplay gets read. Come on, I mean, with all the screenplays that get submitted, it's highly doubtful. Some people have gone, oh, my script's been downloaded a couple of times, and again, I wouldn't get too excited about that. Sometimes it's just somebody else that's curious about what you're doing with that. My experience with Amazon, again, started around mid-2012 when I really had just gotten going with writing feature screenplays, and I don't remember how I found out about it, but I learned about a contest they were having for a screenplay they had option called Leon, which is a kind of It's a Wonderful Life type Christmas story. And the contest that they had was they opened it up to writers like me to offer them a 3 or 4 page pitch, I think it was, and a log line of how we would rewrite the script. And from where I sit, and again, I read the script many years ago, it was not a very good script. In fact, quite frankly, I was surprised that that Amazon had supposedly paid $10,000 for the script. So they had their contest. I didn't place or win. I think obviously there was only one winner. Somebody did win the competition. Couldn't tell you the name of the guy, and that's the last I heard of Leon. As far as I know, it was never produced, and I don't know what the guy got paid to rewrite that screenplay. In any case, from that point, I submitted some projects, and then when Amazon opened it up, I started doing regular screenplay submissions there. Some of them have been in consideration for longer periods than others. And originally, I think Amazon had a 90-day right of option. Once you submitted the screenplay, you were kind of locked in as to whether or not they wanted to decide, God forbid, to buy your material. You had to wait let's say you had another producer interested, you wouldn't have been able to do any work until Amazon said, yeah, they're not interested in your screenplay, which was great for them, not so great for the writers. Eventually, a few years back, they removed that policy, and now you can do whatever the hell you want while they're considering your material. Let's see. One of the other things that they did early on in their platform, or earlier on, is they used to have a logline competition, so that when you submitted your material, you could compete against other people that had submitted their material for log lines, and it was a voting contest. People would vote on the log lines. It was like, I think that they almost compared it to a race. You're in the race with the next guy, and whoever wins, the contest, I guess, that means maybe that their log line is worthy of a script read. I don't know. To me, it was probably a way for Amazon to see what people liked, what ideas. They're using free labor to do their job for them. That's my opinion of that. They eventually stopped that deal. So let's examine what Amazon has done with regards to signing up aspiring writers. I've done a fair amount of research on this. I would certainly think at least 3 to 4 hours over the years. And they had, I found a couple articles stating that they had optioned a couple of writers. I think these articles were from around 2012, 2013. One of those writers was a guy named Dwayne Worrell, who wrote a Vietnam War script, I believe, called The Wall. Maybe it was another war, I don't know. But in any case, The Wall was optioned by Amazon in around 2013, 2014, and it eventually came to the screen at the beginning of last year. I looked it up on Box Office Mojo, and it made less than $2 million in the United States, and I think the worldwide gross was a little over $4 million. So I don't know what the cost of the film was. Maybe it broke even, but it hardly set the world on fire. Not judging the quality of the movie, I haven't seen it, but it was hardly an incentive for Amazon to go, oh, gee, we got to find more aspiring writers out there when we have WGA guys and people with track records submitting material. And if you look at Amazon's top television shows like Mozart in the Jungle, Bosch, whatever the other shows, Transgender, or you look at top films like Manchester by the Sea, which was an Amazon project, you'll find that there are no aspiring writers that were signed to do those things. Those are all people with long track records. So in any case, I don't think Amazon's had a very good track record as far as working with newer writers. And that's not to say that that's undeserved, I don't know. But again, there's so much competition in the streaming market to get shows and feature films made by people that have had track records that may or may not have had successful movies, but are produced people, and those are the people you're competing against. So in my opinion, Amazon is definitely, at best, an incredible long shot. Submit your material, you be the judge. I'm just here to help you along with a little bit of counsel. This is Uncle Phil saying sayonara from Central Texas.